Hey, it's Rick Kettner here. Let's discuss the 3 biggest reasons why businesses stop growing and how to avoid or overcome them. This is tip number 14 in my 21 marketing tips from 21 years in the field video series. It's no secret that most businesses fail, but what isn't talked about as much is how many businesses lose momentum and fall short of their full potential. They might have a great product or service that people really want to buy, but they can still lose momentum if they run into one of the issues that we're going to be covering in this video. And of course, loss of momentum can eventually lead to loss of key talent, loss of team enthusiasm, and ultimately loss of confidence in the business itself. Now, I should point out that many businesses are more than happy to stay small. They just want to generate a steady profit, and that's perfectly okay. But for all the entrepreneurs out there that want steady and reliable growth, we're going to cover 3 common reasons why businesses stop growing and how to overcome them. The first one is failure to find new marketing channels. Most businesses are built on 1 or 2 primary marketing channels. And by marketing channels, I'm talking about things like Facebook advertising, search engine optimization, or even something like direct mail. There are, of course, many other options, but the point is that most businesses get the vast majority of their revenue from only 1 or maybe 2 marketing channels. And this, of course, is for a very good reason, because when first starting a business, it's really important that teams focus their limited marketing time on as few opportunities as possible. That way, they don't spread themselves too thin and they can generate some early momentum. But as I discussed in tip number 7 of this series, there comes a point in time when every marketing channel reaches diminishing returns. That's when spending more time or money on the channel is no longer worth it. So this is one point at which growth can stall, because businesses often fail to nurture new channels before saturating existing ones. And to make things worse, when they do attempt to use a new channel, they're very likely to be underwhelmed by the results because it takes time to nurture a new channel. And of course, they're used to getting easier results from the channels they're already familiar with. So the solution is to invest in nurturing new channels well before saturating existing ones. I go into this in a lot more depth in tip number 7, but the general idea is that once a business is stable and cash flow positive, they should spend about 20% of their marketing time nurturing new channels. And this, of course, starts with acknowledging that new channels are going to take time to pay off. And in some cases, they may not pay off at all. So I recommend using the Bullseye framework from Traction by Gabriel Weinberg and Justin Mayers. It can help you brainstorm new ideas, select promising channels, run inexpensive tests, and ultimately determine the best channel for you to pursue next. That way, by the time your original channel becomes saturated, you've got some momentum with a new one, and you can keep growing the business. Okay, the next issue is failure to improve customer engagement. It's not unusual for new businesses to focus all of their early marketing efforts on attracting new customers. And of course, this makes a lot of sense because not only is it important to generate early revenue, but it's also important to learn as much as possible from early customers. However, as a business matures, it's no longer enough to just convert customers. It quickly becomes important to ensure those customers are using and enjoying the product. And the unfortunate reality is that most customers do not use everything that they buy. Sometimes they're confused, sometimes they're just busy, but often it comes down to some kind of friction in the product experience that prevents them from really getting into it. And of course, this is important because customer satisfaction can have a direct impact on product ratings, word-of-mouth referrals, repeat purchases, and of course, even things like brand loyalty as well. Now, for online services, the idea of tracking activation and engagement is nothing new. It's really easy to track these things on almost any platform, and then it's just a matter of looking for ways to reduce friction and increase engagement. However, physical products can be a lot trickier, so it's important to find creative ways to help customers out. You might consider things like free online tutorials, community contests, local meetup groups, or anything else that drives product usage, because at the end of the day, the goal is to make sure that customers are satisfied. So even if you don't have hard data on the number of people using the product, you can still find simple ways to help people get more out of their purchase. And again, this is really important because satisfaction can have a direct impact on product reviews, word-of-mouth referrals, repeat purchases, brand loyalty. All of these things contribute to long-term growth. Now, if you have any kind of a technology product, I highly recommend that you pick up a copy of Hacking Growth by Sean Ellis and Morgan Brown. It covers practical examples of how to reduce customer friction and improve things like activation and engagement. And if you sell a product or service that should be used on a regular or consistent basis, I recommend that you check out Hooked by Nir Eyal. It covers many helpful tips for creating habit-forming products. Okay, let's move on to the third issue, which is failing to offer new value to existing customers. This is a really big one. Many businesses leave a lot of money on the table by only offering a single product or service. Or if they do create a new product, it's often a new version of an existing product rather than something that will create all new revenue. The solution here is to identify your best customers, talk with them regularly, and always look for ways to create new value. For a business selling a single one-off product, the solution might involve creating additional products or adding an optional subscription service. This is something that Apple has started to do in recent years with the introduction of Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, and iCloud storage. And of course, they've also added new one-off products like AirPods and the Apple Watch, all of which are great examples of adding value without cannibalizing existing sales. Now, for another business that only offers a subscription service, the solution might involve adding higher membership tiers with additional features, or possibly adding products that enhance or relate to the service in some way. At the end of the day, the goal is to find new ways to create exceptional value for customers. So once you build momentum with your core product or service, begin looking for ways to add value in the form of new products or services. So that's the list. If growth is stalled, you should look to nurture new marketing channels, find ways to improve customer satisfaction, or create new value for existing customers. Ideally, you want to have team members proactively exploring all three of these areas so you can avoid running into a growth wall altogether. Anyway, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one, as we'll be covering the most valuable business asset that you can build and why great entrepreneurs invest in it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to get an alert when new videos are available. And if you'd like a PDF cheat sheet with all 21 marketing tips, visit 21marketingtips.com or click the link in the video description box below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.